Hey everybody, so I'm reading a book called Love and Respect by Dr. Emerson Eggerichs, and it's called Love and Respect, the love she most desires and the respect he desperately needs. And I was told to read this book by my mentor, and not gonna lie, I needed this book for my relationship. As some of you might know, and sorry, this is all from my son. He was eating, and he wiped it all over me. But, so I love this book. I needed this book because, to be honest, I was really struggling in my relationship. And not to get too much into detail, but it's like, as someone who's struggled, and to kind of, as someone who has been betrayed, as someone who's been hurt, and someone who's been lied to and gaslit, it's easy to go into a relationship and just kind of treat the man as though he needs to earn your respect. And then it's easy to just automatically demand unconditional love. And that's what Dr. Emerson talks about in here, is that women oftentimes go into relationships with no respect for the man, but already demanding love. And maybe it's not like this, obviously it's not like this with every woman, but there comes a point when we see this turning out to be eventually the case time and time again. And he even goes into that, like in his different studies and different research, different studies that he's taken from in this book, and that talk about, I think there's this one like really really good point that he shared. It was from a study. I think it was a survey or some sort. Yeah, study of 400 men, and they were asked to pick between two things. So they were asked to pick between either being unloved. So I'm just going to read from it. Actually, in one national study, 400 men were given a choice between going through two different negative experiences. They were forced to choose one of the following. Which would they prefer to endure? A, to be left alone and unloved in the world, or B, to feel inadequate and disrespected by everyone. And 74% of these men said that if they were forced to choose, they would prefer being alone and unloved in the world. So they would rather be left alone and feel unloved than to feel inadequate and disrespected by everybody. 74%. And so, yes, of course, not everyone's going to agree, but statistically, just like, and I know that like being, on YouTube and like talking about, all this stuff, it's like, well, I need statistics, we need studies, and that's great, At the end of the day, I think it's just like not trying to have some sort of scholarly argument about it, and just really just looking at what's right in front of us and what we've experienced. Personally, I've experienced that that men do need respect. Like my fiance definitely needs respect. And I see it when I don't give him respect and he doesn't give me love. And I already expect him to give me love, but I don't have the same respect for him. I don't give him, and like something here too that Dr. Emerson pointed out, it's like, I think like a wife was talking about how, like, I deserve respect, and why should I give him love? Or why should I give him respect? And, sorry. Okay. So she was basically like, why should I give him respect? And it's kind of the same thing. It's like, why should he give you love? you know. Let me see if this will be okay. Well, let me see if this will make sense out of context, or not reading it out of context, but just reading this one paragraph. When the wife flatly says her husband will have to earn her respect before she gives him any, she leaves the husband in a lose-lose situation. Now he's responsible for both love and respect in the relationship. He must unconditionally love his wife, and he also must earn her respect. Is it any wonder he shuts down in the face of all of this? And here. So this was a message written to the doctor. And so just yesterday I talked to. Okay, sorry. Wait, hold on. So another doctor sent this letter to Dr. Emerson, and the doctor was saying how So the doctor was saying they talked to 2 female clients, and they wanted to save their marriages, and so the doctor asked them if they loved their husbands, and they said yes. And then the doctor asked, well, do you respect your husbands? And they replied with hesitation. And one of them admitted she's never really heard of that. And then one of the wives asked, how was she supposed to respect her husband unconditionally? And then the doctor told her, in the same way that he is supposed to love you unconditionally. So obviously women go into this and they're like, you need to love me unconditionally, but I don't need to respect you. And so men, like, the lack of respect, that's their way of feeling like they're loved for the most part. And this book is really an eye-opener for just anybody who is in a relationship, or even if you're honestly just dealing with, even if you're not in a relationship, that you're, trying to get into one, and if you don't know really how to. And that's the thing too, is like we oftentimes jump into relationships not understanding how to be in a relationship. And this is a great book for that, if you have never been in one. Especially as a woman, you really should understand how to respect men. And this isn't some sort of thing to push like the patriarchy or quote unquote whatever that's called. Like, this isn't any way to be anti-feminist. And to be honest, I don't even know what feminism is anymore. I mean, feminism in this day and age is so like skewed. It's kind of funny, but this is something where it's like tapping deep into the heart of the woman and the heart of the man. What do they both need? And it's not just, it's not, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's not just like people will say that men are just awful people, and men, hurt women, and, you never trust them. It's not that simple. And if you're to believe that, then you probably have an awful relationship with your father, your brother, your cousin, who's a boy, who's a male. Just like, it's to get out of that mentality of like being at war with men. But yeah, I've been reading this book. Like, I read about 10, like, I've been upping it to like 10 pages a day, because my goal is to read about 2 books a month. But it's a great book, and I highly recommend it. It is very Christian based, so if you're not Christian but you still want to read a good book about relationships, read this one. It's great. It's not like it's medieval or anything like that. It's just like, it just makes sense. It makes sense. It's freaking makes sense. So yeah, I just wanted to share this book with everybody, and happy Valentine's Day. Tell you all happy Valentine's Day, and hope you all stay safe. The weather here in California is like awful today. It is not at anyway. It just doesn't look great to go out and do Valentine's stuff. Honestly, I just want to stay in the whole day. So yeah, just hope you enjoyed this live, and see you all very soon. Bye.